Hello, Christina here, popping in with a note that unfortunately we had a little bit of an audio issue in this one. My earring is rubbing up against my mic, and I did not realize it until I was editing. So that's what that sound is. Could not remove it, but I still wanted to share this video. So I am sorry for the sound here. It does get a bit better, but that sound is throughout, and I am so sorry.
So the book is written. That part is done. The book is off to not my beta readers, but my advanced readers, advanced reviewers, which is new, and uh, terrifying, but we're gonna see. I've got thoughts. I'm going to do my best to give those thoughts spoiler free. I know, do y'all get sick of me being like, spoiler free, spoiler free? Like, I feel like nobody cares as much as I do. I care enough for all of us about the spoilers. One of the most important things I think to know, especially if this is the only video that you watch about this book, but you've read Equivalent Exchange, is that Haley and Ellis are not Lakin and Karis. The books are connected because of the bar, because of Ellis being a member of the brewing team for Night Shift. That's the connection to Night Shift for this book. But these are two very different relationship dynamics, two completely different chemistries. Both books do start with, I guess, a one night stand, which is probably always going to happen in this series. I write a lot of one night stands just in my catalog in general. So that's, I guess that's not really new information, but that similarity and also the similarity of the just slightly paranormal magical realism element to both projects and probably every project that's going to be in the Night Shift series. But just like these two books, when I revisit this series again, it will probably be a completely different vibe because it's a completely different couple. And every couple, even in real life, every couple has their own different dynamic. And that is something that I try to make very sure to respect as I was writing this book. Not that it came easy, not that it came easy, because I almost put this book down very early on because I was writing, and then I came to a point where I felt like, okay, well, this couple, they're not as deep or connected, or the chemistry isn't the same. They're not as hot, or whatever else. All these different things that I actually don't even believe anymore, which makes that whole meltdown even funnier because I don't believe any of those things anymore about Ellis and Haley. Other than that, the chemistry and the connection is just different, but it's absolutely not any less than what Lakin and Karis had in Equivalent Exchange. It's just different, but I definitely panicked about it, and that's something that I think most authors, when you're adding a book to a series or when you're writing, I guess, a planned series, it might even be a little easier when you're writing a planned series because you already know, like, you're going into it up front knowing what you're getting yourself into, like you kind of have an idea. Okay, I know that once I get to the next book of this series, there's going to be this certain pressure, and I need to set up these certain elements for, for revisiting the series, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when you write a standalone series, which is books that, for me, books that are part of the same multiverse, as I've started very funnily calling my backlist or my catalog, when I'm writing books that can be read separately, but it's about different couples every time. One doesn't necessarily improve on the other, but it definitely builds on the existing canon that was set in the first book. It's different because a lot of times I really can't speak for anybody else, but I know for me, sometimes the things that I present in the first book, you have to continue those things because that's the order. Those are the laws that you've established. And so you have to continue with those. And especially when you're building on other Easter eggs as well, it just, it can be a stressful situation. A stressful situation that I absolutely love. This book, and again, it's funny how I had all these little fears, all these little concerns about what this book doesn't have compared to what Equivalent Exchange has. And again, looking back, like when I did my final read through, like this, I enjoyed this read through much more than I typically enjoy my read throughs, because usually I'm still so close to the project that I'm almost bored, because it's like I've been so immersed with these characters for so long. I know them so well. I know them inside out and back and forth. Why am I reading this? I already know what's happening here. But the things that I learned and the way this story developed from what the initial idea was, which was a very, very base level, very basic idea, how it evolved into what it is. I was riveted. Like, I was riveted. And you guys have heard me say this before, how often when I feel very confident or very excited about a project, like other people typically don't as much. I feel like with this one, just based on the feedback that I've gotten, from my friends who've read it, from my betas so far, and also I guess I've seen two of the reviews from my advanced reviewers who both enjoyed it. I feel good about it. I feel good about it, but the advanced review thing, I don't even like. The only reviews that I read on my work at this point are reviews that are like on, someone tweets it and tags me in it, or like they've put it on Bookstagram, or they made a video on Book Talk or something like that, on, BookTube, Book Talk, or something like that. Like, I'll consume those, but I do not read my reviews. Like, I don't read like retailer reviews. And so it's it's a little weird to me. It's a little bit weird to me actually soliciting reviews, but I think it's important for other readers. I think it's valuable for other readers to, to get that early feedback. And also, I think that it helps solidify the importance of our bookstagrammers and book talkers and book reviewers, booktubers, all of that. I think that it's important to acknowledge their presence here and acknowledge the value that they bring to this landscape by soliciting their content and by connecting with and sharing and all of that good stuff. And so that was another element that was important to me for this project, and that's another reason why I did it, even though just the thought is terrifying. I've never done it before. It's exciting. It's exciting to do new things. Prior Affair is a very grown-up book. Like, it's a very adult book. My heroine in this project, Haley, is 40, and the hero, Ellis, is right about the same age. They're very established in their careers, even though Haley is actually going through, I guess, a bit of a shift in what her career like really entails. Ellis is a firefighter. He's just in there. That's just what he's doing. And so they are in a place where they don't have a lot of the insecurities and concerns that many younger characters would have. And they are also not, they are not, I guess, jaded. Like, my heroine is not like fresh off a breakup or anything like that, which, not that there's anything wrong with that. I actually do that often. I actually think that that's incredibly common, both in books and in real life. Finding the love of your life when you're fresh off a breakup, it's not an uncommon thing at all. But that's just not where Haley is in her life, and neither is Ellis. They are both in these places where they are not necessarily happily single, but definitely contentedly single. And not, and when I say, and when I make that differentiation, I don't mean that they're just dealing with being single. I mean that they are single and they're fine with that. Like they're not necessarily happy to be that way, as if they never think or never want to find someone. They just have not found that one yet, and that's okay. Well, I think I think that maybe applies more to Ellis than it does to Haley. Haley is definitely happily Haley is definitely happily single, so that would be accurate for her. But it was important to me to write from a place where I was dealing with two characters that were not necessarily like jaded by past relationships. Like they don't necessarily have any relationship baggage. And honestly, they themselves don't even really have like a real conflict. Like they have a little moment in the course of the story, but there's no real like issues there. Like the story is really about them getting together and about them finding each other and about them coming to this place. And I'm just trying to figure out how to talk about this without saying too much. And I think I've probably said as much as I can without saying too much on that topic. Well, that's really mostly it. I feel like I have I've talked to a camera about this project so much because of the Let's Write a Book series that I did for this one, and the 5 things video, and the live that I did, where if you missed that it is available on my channel. You can just watch it, you know, poke around, pop around like you as you want to. But I did do some readings from the project on that. Mostly I feel good about this project, and I feel good having tried some new things. I'm being more active with it, just in terms of talking about it and doing my promos and posting a TikTok and just all these different little things. This book had a full photo shoot thanks to Brown Stock, and Jarrell and her beautiful family, for her and her husband, for portraying Haley and Ellis so beautifully, and then Portia at Brown Stock for managing the shoot and taking the pictures, finding the location, everything. If you are an author who is interested in a custom shoot, I cannot recommend Brown Stock highly enough. Shout out to Nicole Falls for the custom Blackwood Fire Department tee on our Ellis for the photo shoot. Yeah, I just feel I feel good about it. And that is really not even the end of the new things that we are trying with this project. So I tested the waters a tiny bit with this for offensive formations. I ended up making it available a couple days early on my site before it was available on Amazon. This time it is going to be available exclusively through me, delivered via BookFunnel, for probably a week or two. And I'm leaning towards for the first 2 weeks, which is scary in and of itself. It's a scary thing because that branch out is scary. That branch out is different. But something that has been really highlighted for me this year is the concept of full ownership, especially for me as an indie. Just knowing the ways in which things can go wrong, just in general, but especially the ways that they can go wrong when they are outside of your control. And while I absolutely see the value of major platforms, and my work will be available on those major platforms, I also see the value in building my own and using the resources available to me to kind of contribute to that. And so for all of you who have been willing and able to support me by purchasing directly through me via my Shopify store, and you know, letting the delivery and all of that be handled via BookFunnel, I cannot say enough how much I appreciate you, because it really does make a big difference. Just seeing that support, seeing the fact that people, you know, keep coming back there. Like, it's not just a one-time thing. Like, there's people there every day buying things and looking around and all of that good stuff. And so I just appreciate that you guys are willing to try something different, and just give it a shot. And a lot of times, you know, it works just as well. So I'm glad that you guys have been willing to just kind of come along on this journey with me as I try all this new stuff. Y'all know I am good for talking for a long time. So we are going to end here with my pre-release thoughts for Prior Affair. It is available for pre-order right now if you want to go ahead and do it, but just please be mindful that it will not be delivered until August the 27th. It is not coming out early. It is coming out on the release date, which is August the 27th. In the meantime, if you want to, you can add it to your bookshelves on Goodreads and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's not coming out early. It will not be out early, because I have to, like, I have to be orderly. Like, I have to do things like the way that I say that I'm going to do them, and not just be all haphazard and all over the place. I've been running on vibes. I can't run on vibes anymore. I can't run on vibes anymore. Not solely on vibes. Like, there has to be some structure to the vibes these days. But as always, thank you guys so much for rocking with me. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. But also let me know who else from the night shift universe or world or whatever else. Let me know who else you would like to hear from in that particular set of characters. Bye.